The Enrichment Center regrets to inform you that this next test is impossible.
So what's your name? Yullbrenna.
Ah, fresh meat!
Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here with another Ability Arena gameplay video. This time we're going to be playing with Glados, a unique god that you can build a lot of fun around. Maybe not a top tier god, but I would say a more fun god in the game when the right spells are in play. So what does Glados do? You're going to have two units that will gain spell lifesteal, and then they're going to share all healing and regen with the other unit. So you can see it scales with shop level. So you to get the most out of it, you will want to increase shop level. So starting out, you can see I just got some generic regen healing items. But what I want to do is really create a frontline and backline unit for that will combo with each other, and that is my plan for this, to gain spell lifesteal and then also some other lifesteal. Like you can see I have Vampiric Spirit on here, and they will share regen and hopefully become an unstoppable duo. So let's talk about when Glados is a good god to play and when Glados is not a good time to play. So obviously Ice Blast is going to cut out a lot of the regen, so I would recommend taking a look and seeing if Ice Blast is in play. And because two units, if they get hit by Ice Blast, are going to have issues, I would recommend not playing this god when Ice Blast is in play. After that, I think you can go multiple ways with this unit, or with this god. I think you can go just with a regular right-clicker build like I'm doing with Templar Assassin, and you can also go with more of a spell lifesteal. So you can do a backline spell lifesteal using something like Arcane Bolt or constant magic damage. You can use up front, you can use like Rot, you can use Eye of the Storm, and things of that nature to gain the most out of your spell lifesteal. In addition, I'm also going to have a backline healer, and so if one of my units gets gone on, and I can put False Promise Cold Embrace on it, and of course my units are going to share that healing. So if one of the units does get gone on, I have Cold Embrace, I have False Promise, maybe I have Sunray to back them up with healing. So I think having a healing unit in your build really helps for keeping both units alive, because if one unit gets got on but your other unit's getting damage off, you can see right here where I'm getting healed, and both units at the moment are proving to be really strong. I'm really taking care of the early game. So looking for ultimates in play, you can see Eye of the Storm was there. There's a lot of things I can do. Chemical Rage is another one that I want to take advantage of, because like I said, you share regen. So if I can get Chemical Rage in, my frontline unit should have a lot of regen to play with. So I found Rolling Thunder, which I kind of want to use a Rolling Thunder plus Rot plus Sunray combo. I've shown it in a past video with Tango Pango, who used it, and I want to see if it's actually something that can be useful. So I am going to try that build on one of my frontliners, and then my backline will be this Templar Assassin. I haven't switched out of it for another top tier unit. I think Templar Assassin's innate, she does have decent stat gain, and her innate for additional range is a lot of fun to use, so that by the end of it, she's not attacking close like she is right here. You know, by around 20, she'll have pretty good range.
It's probably fine. Trust me, I'm a supercomputer.
So I already get
and
the spell
barely
lifesteal,
understand what's complimentary
but-
escape hatch will open in 3, 2, 1.
I'm grabbing Dagon for just more spell lifesteal on the Spirit Breaker for the time being. More spell lifesteal, just more survivability for my frontline unit. See the Cold Embrace doing a lot of work. My frontline unit is pretty hard to take down with a lot of the magic damage and of course a lot of the spell lifesteal happening. Of course, I don't want him to be the main target, so I'm just going to throw in another frontline unit. I don't have a lot of disable, so I'm just going to throw in a vacuum spell there and get them all close together. I have a lot of spell damage, so I wouldn't mind getting them all bunched up, so that's where the vacuum should come into play. So the units were all bunched up, Rot doing a lot of work, Sunray did a lot of work, and Spirit Breaker managed to survive. One of my top damage dealers right now. And I'm finding a lot of spells, a lot of points into Arcane Bolt, so I wouldn't mind trying that out. You never know. Could switch it up to the Enchantress. Dealing a lot of spell damage with Arcane Bolt, so I'm kind of keeping it a little bit up in the air. Sometimes it's good to have that flexibility. But for right now, sticking with my 2 units, Templar and Spirit Breaker. Templar Assassin does get pulled in, but because of that shared spell lifesteal, and a lot of the survivability, she does manage to survive a little bit longer, but I just don't have a lot of the damage, and this guy's going to take me down. So I wasn't first place, doing really well.
I know. I don't care either.
And now bouncing down to second place. So still doing well. I think Glados is one of those gods that does really well to start, and it does well in the mid game, but can fall off in the late game. Again, you're going to be relying on your spell lifesteal to outlast opponents, and sometimes the burst can be too much, so you want to make sure you're surviving that burst. That's where Cold Embrace, False Promise is going to come into play, and of course where you're going to try to avoid all of the Ice Blast, so you want to make another reason not to have Ice Blast in play. See the regen really making a difference. So trying to reroll, trying to find you know, good bodies, since Clockwork, not my favorite. But for a chakram build, I don't think it really matters as long as I have a good amount of mana here. And a little bit of shuffling. The builds are a little out of whack right here, but something to fix while I figure out my builds and my bodies. You can see Mars is getting focused, but has a lot of good regen. Can I outlast it? I managed to kill his carry, and it's only a matter of time before Templar finishes it off. So the regen really worked out. Mars was able to take a lot of damage, so worked out pretty well. Also pick up Press the Attack. Might as well grab more regen. That lands on one of my 2 carries, then just, you know, more survivability. I really like having that heal support build in a Glados build. Both my carries doing a lot of work, clearly topping the damage charts, although Void Spirit is finding more levels into Arcane Bolt, so could be pretty big. But at the moment, yeah, my 2 carries just doing a lot of work. I don't really have Arcane Aura in play, mainly that's because I'm not using a lot of mana aside from my Void Spirit, so not a lot of units are running out of mana. Rot doesn't require mana, Double Edge doesn't require mana, so Mars is pretty fine. On a winning streak again. Finding a lot of points in Sunray, so I really am liking this Rolling Thunder plus Sunray combo. Added up with Rot. Added up with Rot and Double Edge, and you can see Mars is doing a lot of work. Now that I've got Sunray up to Gaben, I kind of want to move Mars to the front so the Supernova can hit as many units as possible. So instead of him staying in the back and rolling in, let's see what he does. So, the big Sunray, easily Mars as my top damage dealer, and why don't we get a Orchid just for some more CC.
The experiment
I do like the silence.
its conclusion.
I do like the silence that Orchid adds, and of course some more mana, some more attack speed, things of that nature. Units are proving pretty tanky with the healing, with the regen. This is second place here. I believe that is still struggling with my build, so on a win streak, really dominating the lobby here. Keeping Cold Embrace, keeping False Promise at level 3. And I have Take Aim at the bench just in case I want to swap it in if I feel like Templar has enough damage, but I want the increased range. So kind of just something to have in my pocket. A lot of illusions here, so there's a little bit of lag. Yeah, he had a guy on my TA. But I managed to outlast him, just too much healing, too much regen. And I managed to beat second place, so looking really good on a win streak, beating second place. Now it's really about hitting my spells, getting to that late game. Chemical Rage definitely could be a huge pickup for me. Want to make sure if I can Gaben that out, put it on both units, that is a ton of regen. That I could be using, so obviously going for that as one of my key spells. Alright, let's see if I can keep this winning streak going. Mars is super tanky on the back line. Almost there on Rot, so Mars is really getting up there with his spells. If I can get Rot up, that's just more regen, more magic damage, more spell lifesteal. there's the power of Cold Embrace. Both units staying alive. Finally get Blood Rage to level 3. And that should be good for Templar. Since she's struggling to keep up in the damage department. Really, Mars is been my carry here. Templar was getting focused a little bit. That's why I actually swapped out for Take Aim. I'm going to see if I can have enough lifesteal with the Insatiable Hunger, and I can keep my Mars alive and my Templar alive. So just kind of switching it up. I'm in first place. I'm on a winning streak. Nothing wrong with experimenting, seeing what build works, and seeing if this might work a little bit better. Mars did get bursted down, but did work out pretty well. Yeah, build worked out pretty well. Still on a winning streak, and now that we're in the top 3, taking a look, making sure I'm seeing where my opponent is and adjusting accordingly. This guy's got a pretty tanky front line. And he's getting to my backline with that gyrocopter, so something I need to look out for. Alright, coming down to just barely losing out here. So Mars wasn't as survivable. So that it will
penetrate your wizard's cap. Thou art losing.
That guy has a lot of magic damage, going for the additional attack speed, and I love going for Inner Beast all the way to Gaben. If someone is focusing on the physical damage, I'm definitely going to be focusing on getting that to Gaben and getting a Wraith back out, so it'll decrease his physical damage by quite a bit. Huge vacuum, huge supernova, and yeah, easily take down 3rd place. Getting Rot to Gaben, big damage increase, and yeah, I really want the regen, so I did lose with Chemical Rage in play, so I'm gonna go and throw it back in. And yeah, let's see, I lost to the Ice Frog opponent last time, gonna be playing him again. So doing a little bit of a shuffle, seeing if I can turn this around. So doing a lot better here, but he's at Arc Warden. Oh my goodness, just losing again. And it looks like Mjolnir shows up. I would like to deal with these illusions, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get the added attack speed, added damage to go against the illusions. I've already got the spell Lifesteal, so I'll just give him Mars Orchid. My opponent getting Pierce the Veil of Gaben, so this is definitely going to be a tough one, but I found some 2 Chemical Rages, so getting close there. Can Templar finish it off this time? She struggled in the past, but with the Mjolnir, does a lot better here. So TA proving to do very well. My Void Spirit really is a sacrifice at this time, getting pulled in. So really just the Wraith pack. Hopefully I can get to that. And that Reality Rift really hurts. His Gyrocopter really is just gonna, he's just gonna take out one of my units immediately, and I'm trying to keep my Void Spirit in the back so he's the target. My TA ends up getting pulled. Really unfortunate here. And yeah, I'm gonna go down here.
I can't even begin to describe how badly you've screwed this up. I just did.
So obviously I need to avoid my TA getting pulled here. So doing a bit of a shuffle. Hopefully the TA gets pulled again. Even on the swap up positions. Mjolnir active actually doing a lot of work. TA managed to survive, and that actually worked out really well. Still would like to avoid my TA getting pulled there, but that was really satisfying that TA got pulled again and managed to survive and deal a ton of damage. So I've got Chemical Rage up to Gavin, so I can put that on the Mars if I want to. I'm trying to play a bit of a positioning game as well. So that's why right now the Chemical Rage isn't on both of them. You can see he's trying to Reality Rift, take out one unit, and then have the other units avoid my TA and my Mars. So doing a bit of a shuffle here. Take them out. You can see damage charts. Both my units top in the damage charts doing really well. A lot of the illusions. Stacking that up. I get sidekick to super, so now I'm getting some spell immunity onto the TA, so that'll be huge. And then of course getting double-edged Gaben. So I've got a lot of ways to deal with my opponent. Really what I'm looking for is I need to avoid that Reality Rift on my TA and on my Mars. If I can do that, should be able to survive. So Void Spirit can be that build that'll just be sacrificed and let my two carries do work. So I won with this, move up the Sunray a little bit, but other than that, should be good. Doing a lot of work, almost done. Oh my god, TA gets... Wow. What a heartbreaker, the TA getting stunned.
In fact, it's making you a better person right now. A great
Two Gabens right there.
Loser with lots of personality.
And a third Gaben, so 3 Gabens right here. Granted, Void Spirit sometimes doesn't get to contribute, but can work out. If I can find Rolling Thunder to Gaben, that would be huge as well. And of course that one to Gaben too. So now I've got, he's going to have reduced physical damage against me. This one hopefully will take it over the edge, but with this shuffling, maybe I'm going to put Chemical Rage on Mars. And hopefully that'll make the difference. We'll switch right at the end. Let's see if this works out. A lot of damage, a lot of stuns, a lot of disable, and I managed to take him out. So yeah, GG's. Hope you enjoyed it.
The test is now over.
Showed the benefits of GLaDOS. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take it easy.